Hello everyone and welcome to patch 5.1, whose name I've forgotten, but I know that the last quest is named like Bonds of Virtue something of something, but we'll see. It'll be a surprise, a fun surprise for everyone. Alright, yes, let's get straight back in this. Very excited. Shaken resolve. Tataru seems eager to make up for lost time. Even cotton bleu, lemonade, jellied harcourt, oyster and a half shell, oyster power, or I guess it's not you that's giving us the money because you probably won't have Night World silver pieces. Lemonade? Tataru seems eager to make up for lost time.
Alex, God, it's good to see you. I hope your being here means you've had your fill of rest.
More than my fill. I mean, it's not true, but...
Well, you've certainly earned it. Not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet the helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pull. Well, I do hope he's alright. We've been exchanging messages with the Eosnian Alliance throughout though. They say the fire's finally stopped at Gimlet Dark, and that the Empire has shown no signs of movement.
I do feel like that we're going to get a Gimlet Dark hard mode. And that's going to end with a fight against Xenos, like in the original Stormblood trailer.
Which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me about your time in the first. Great. Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask...
Oh god, how did... I'm sure it was Fulharmon. And someone said it. Fulharmine is how you actually say it though.
I'd like to ask Fulharmine to join us. She'll want to know what happened to Minfilia. And I think it's best she hears it from you.
Oh god.
We'll meet you on the terrace of the House of Splendors. We'll be waiting for you at the House of Splendors. I expect you to tell us absolutely everything about your time in the first.
Book have you got? Now I feel like that's meant to just insinuate she's like just reading, but I feel like she's doing more research into Organist, which is never a good idea for her to do. Alright. What's gonna call us away almost immediately? Apparently that's the mount I've got there. I'd forgot. Alright, so yeah, it's on the upper part. Do 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 do.
Alexander, it has been too long. Tataru did mention that I would be joining you, did she not?
Yep.
Thank you. Words cannot well express how I have longed to know more of the first. This world to Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be along shortly. And so Minfilia chose to pass on her gift to the next oracle, this girl who Thancred named Reen. To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Alexander, might I ask a favour of you when next you return to the first? To tell Reen what I cannot. To tell her thank you. And I would offer thanks to you as well for staying with her to the end.
Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Riol, isn't that how pronounced Wire and it's really weird? I still prefer Riol.
Ah, help! You're here to tell me you've received word from our helper.
I wish. Nay, I've had not a peep out of him. And it's been a good while. Now, too bloody long. On account of which, I'm going to sneak over the border and see if I can't get a signal to him from closer up.
But what if they catch you? There must be another way.
Well, it ain't as if I can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking me way through Gimlet now that the fighting's died down. God knows there's enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting round here twiddling me thumbs. Anyway, I just thought I'd let you know. Now it'd be best. Now I'd best be. Oh, I nearly forgot. Crawls at the stones, and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. She was getting ready to examine him again when I left.
We'd best head back then. I'm sure it's important.
Toodles.
You needn't worry about me. Go and see what Kryl has to say.
Alright. Tally-ho! Do badam bum. Ta 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 roo.
It seems she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad.
I'm guessing there's going to be no change. Voice acting?
You're here. Good.
Haha, yes! I can almost always tell when it's about to happen. I'm getting better at it at least.
So, how are they? Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight, And you may rest assured, Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Yep. Leave it to me! Punch, punch.
Thank you.
But where's he even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Yep.
Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
Well, we didn't stay here long, did we?
Do not worry. Master Matoya and I will think of something. Take care over in the First, Alex. We'll count on you and the Crystal Exarch to bring our friends home.
Alright. I was here for like 2 minutes. Back to the First. Wait, to the First? To the First 3? 3 to the First. Dosselgate. Have I guessed right? I hardly ever teleport here, so I've forgotten. Yes! You had business with the Crystal Exarch. Just say the word, and I'll directly escort you to the ocular.
Ah, Alex, you are returned. I hope your time at the source was suitably restful.
But of course it wasn't. Go on.
Their corporeal ether shows signs of instability.
Oh, by the gods! The possibility never even occurred to me. If you've returned in hope that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you will be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Cryle and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryle's findings.
Exposition, exposition, body and soul separation, exposition.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state. I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless he says so.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
Sassy girl.
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success. I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of his body and soul, but his personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us his possessions, he could carry our souls back to the source upon his person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on his part and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet, were we to immure our souls within an object in his possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Alright. So there's a lot to think on in that. What the hell? Take the money. White Aura Sight could work, but it's hella risky. I'm sick and tired of the Exarch's attempts at self-sacrifice. If he suggests dying one more time, I swear I'm going to grant him his wish. A mage of surpassing skill living a life of seclusion? Now where have I heard that before? One can only hope they are more receptive to unsolicited visitations. Well, yes, where do we know of an old mage with an army of familiars? The Numo seemed like such a welcoming folk in Ilmeg. What do you suppose could have driven this one to a life of seclusion? 'Tis said that the kingdom of Verbert was once home to the realm's greatest knights and mages both. It says magics, but whatever. To command a place at the royal court, the Numo whom we seek must needs have been a mage among mages. A grand adventure. The Crystal Exarch would waste no time in seeking help for your stranded comrades. The Grand Cosmos, that is the place we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I will arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journey thither, I think it best that I devoted mine energies to the creation of White Orsight. By thy leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, and should the Numo consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed. Then I would ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm welcome. Alright then. Toodaloo. Pray join the others in Sullen. I shall turn my thoughts to the Orsight, and appraise Thancred and read of our progress. Ba-da, 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 ba-da. Let's see, over here. Ah! So, I've done a bunch, well, God knows how many I've done by the time this video comes out, but I've done a bunch of the Pixie quests, and during the first quest, I believe, yeah, the first one it was, I saw a ton of people over on this shoreline, or in this dock, I suppose. And I was like, I wonder what that could be for. And I was like, it's probably for the main story. But of course, I should have guessed that since this, or well, technically the other side, is where the dungeon is based, I should have guessed that this would be related to heading there, or possibly even the entrance. Because the pixie quest was over there by that house. Actually, if you squint your eyes, you can see some people over there. It was about there. He said to play. The place is on the opposite shore, but I see nothing on the horizon, save empty sky. Curious. The Exarch said to prepare for a warm reception at the palace. Let's hope it's more cordial than his last visit. I was relieved to hear the Exarch intended to arrange for a boat to carry us across the lake. Not that I would be opposed to swimming, mind you. As I told you before, I had scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by our host's familiars, and I expect our reception today to be no different, which is why I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not here to petition for assistance? You can't honestly think barging in, looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the Exarch might have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet those who would overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge, and there is little we can say or do to convince them to help us if we know nothing of their creator, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But if we could seize their interest, mayhap we could earn ourselves an audition. It says audience, not audition. Punch, punch. Punch. Just one punch. Weapons drawn it is then. Though I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. Do I? Well, I will not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all, rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You do seem to be in rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised. Your moods invariably improve when Alex is around. What exactly are you implying? He averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume him has been extinguished. 'Tis only natural that we would be pleased to see him. Yes, well, you will have plenty of time to celebrate his good health after we've finished here. Yes, of course. Then let us proceed to the palace. The Grand Cosmos is now accessible. Long ago on the four, oh my god, I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words in. Long ago on the far shore of the source, a great palace was built by the elves, the Grand Cosmos. An edifice of such magnitude, it was said to inspire envy in both the heavens, for which it was named, and the flowers that pervade its boundless gardens. As with so many wonders of the world that once was, its radiance quickly faded in the wake of the flood. Its halls falling silent, the thrones sitting empty. That is, until the palace was given new purpose, when a mage claimed it as their sanctuary. Their only company being solitude and the legion of familiars barring entrance to any foolish enough to seek audience. Seek an audience. Seek an audience. I can but imagine what manner of beasts keep guard here. No doubt they will afford us scant opportunity to explore the palace. A pity. I think we've done enough talking, don't you? We have a new Mo to impress. How long has it been since we went on such an expedition? I cannot help but be reminded of the ruins of Scala. Tis good to be here with you for a change. Whatever you would have me do, you need but say the word. Alright, so... even though it might take a while, I think I'm going to wait until it's daytime. Because from what I've seen, this dungeon looks way nicer during the day. Saying that, I almost guarantee that, like, it's going to be daytime no matter what, for some reason, just to spite me. But yes, finally we have the Exarch back with us.
Very well. Very well. Very well. Very well. Very well.
Let's give it our all.
My strength is yours.
Victory will be ours.
But I mean, like, I have to go with the twins, don't I?
My strength is yours.
Let's give it our all.
And, like, hell no, I'm not using anyone other than... Huh. Yeah.
Well.
I mean, I know I
Very
obviously
well.
have to use him, but technically... I forgot I was dressed like that. If I did this... oh, I'm insufficient item level. Suppose that makes sense. But let's ignore that for the minute. It does mean that I could technically use this party.
Victory will be ours.
Very well.
Or use him as a DPS.
Very well.
Or the healer.
Very well.
Interesting that it auto fits that. No, obviously. Summoner. Because if nothing else, I feel like this party actually works really well. So, I'll register for the duty, and I'll see you when we get inside. So, see you in a sec.